All right, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So you've probably seen all of the news headlines talking about inflation, talking about the cost of products going up. And well, if you weren't to do anything right now, and if you were to just save $100 in your bank or have $100,000 in your bank, you would actually be losing $2,000 a year at the pace of disinflation for pretty much not doing anything and just staying stagnant. Now, that's not a shot at anyone, and that's not to put you down, because the purpose of this video is to actually help you put more money in your pocket and to actually help you beat inflation. You see, when it comes to inflation, there's a few things that are true, and that's this. Inflation is going to be inevitable. There's no way to escape it. There's nothing that you can do that would cause an entire economy to change. So if you can't change what's going on in the economy, then what you can change and what you can help possibly cure is your own economy. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, Irv, my economy is dependent off of the main economy, but hear me out when I say this and kind of listen to this. You have two people at a same job, or you have two people in the same industry. One's 30, the other's 30. Both of them come from the same demographic. Both of them come from the same school. Both of them graduated the same year. But here's what ends up happening. You have one person within the same corporate ladder that gets paid $80,000 a year. And then you have somebody else in that same corporate ladder that gets paid $120,000, $130,000 a year. Same thing if, let's say, you're looking at an industry, right? You have one salesperson or one business owner who's maybe grossing $500,000 a year, selling more so the same product, servicing the same type of clients. And then you have the person across the street, literally again, in the same zip code, and they're making about $1 million a year. So what's the difference between these two candidates? What's the difference between these two people? They're in the same demographic. They're in the same area code. Their phone number probably starts with the same area code, or they're in the same zip code rather. They have the same education. They graduated from the same school. And the difference there is going to be their skill set. You see, your skill set is one of the easiest ways. Well, I don't really want to say easy, but one of the surest ways, because it's not necessarily easy to develop a skill set. It does take time, but it is one of the proven ways that you can just have these quantum leaps in your income. Look, whatever that is, if you're making $25 an hour right now and you're looking to bump that up to 27, 28, if you are maybe at $70,000 for the year and you're trying to figure out how you can get to $200,000 a year, if maybe you are on the verge of losing your business and now you're thinking, okay, do I go back to the workforce and try to pick up on some quick cash so that I can start funding my business? Or is there something that I can implement into my business right now that can hopefully help me get to that next place? I'm here to tell you that when it comes to skills, the number one thing that you want to look for is what skills are transferable between industries. You see, there's certain skills that a CPA has when it comes to the way that they prepare their taxes or a client's taxes, and the way that, let's say, they come and they help out someone with their wealth management and their wealth strategy, especially if you're a tax strategist. And then those skills right there may not necessarily be transferable. Let's say if you're looking to go into more of a sales type of environment where you're looking to maybe pitch someone on maybe $100,000 product, and you're looking to pitch them within a 30-minute presentation off of a stage or in a boardroom. Some skills that I've figured out are transferable, and in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, are going to be recession proof, or really three that I can point back to. The first one is going to be communication. Communication is a skill. The way that you articulate your thoughts, the way that you piece your words together, the way that you listen, which by the way probably should be its own skill, but we'll go ahead and kind of group this in with communication. The way that you listen to what your customer or to what the market is saying, and then you reshape your presentation or you reshape your product. How does this transfer over into a boardroom? How does this transfer over into a corporate setting if maybe you haven't left your 9-to-5 and maybe you haven't taken the full jump into having your own business? This means that if there's 3 candidates and all of you guys are up for that next promotion, and it's going to be budget cuts, kind of like what we've been seeing now with everything happening, where there's budget because there's people that are working from home. And so now they're determining, okay, we can't give 3 promotions with where our sales are or where our company is with revenue. So let's give it to one candidate. How well of a job do you do telling your manager or telling your supervisor and showing them, hey, this is the top line of what we've been able to do here in this department. This is how much money I've been able to save our company. This is how much retention we've been able to keep. This is how many client satisfaction reports I have. Find out what the metric is that they're looking for in your organization and then double down on that. So communication is going to be a transferable skill. Number 2 is going to be writing, specifically with copy. Some of the highest ticket earners and some of the people and professionals that I would say get paid the most and actually turn around and pay other people the most are going to be those of us that maybe have some type of copyright skills. This can also translate into you possibly writing programs, into you possibly writing books for someone, again, at a high ticket level, high ticket sale. And for every closing that person has, or for every sale that person has, you could receive a commission or a portion of that. But let's say that you don't necessarily want to just write for just anybody. Let's say that you're just working on this for you. How does this look in the corporate world? How does this look for yourself? If you have good writing skills and if you have good copyright skills, this is a way that you can easily create just a sales machine on your website, because when people come in, you're speaking the language that they want to be spoken to. You've, again, listened to your audience. You've been able to communicate verbally. Maybe you present better in video, but now you're translating that into your writing skills. Even if, let's say, you're on social media, how well of a message can you put out on your stories? How well of a message can you script out before you even put it in front of your audience? That's going to not just move them in their emotions, but it's also going to move them in their logic. Copyright skills goes beyond just the sales world. It also goes, again, back into that corporate world of if they're picking between you or Johnny or the person across the street, Susan, over across your desk, even the way that you place your message within the email, or even the way that you, again, are able to write a handwritten letter to your customer or to the person that you've been pitching and you've been trying to get their business for some time now, that's going to turn them into a potential customer and into a potential lifetime client. Now, last but not least, and I think that this one right here is one that people enjoy doing the most, but for some reason don't do enough of it, at least when they're outside of social settings. And this is going to be bringing people together and collaborating with them. Man, I can't tell you how many doors have opened in my own business, in my own career, just by connecting with the right person at the right time. Whether I shot them a message, whether I called them, whether I decided to write to them via email, whether I decided to show up at their doorstep, whatever that looked like. The art of bringing people together and the art of collaborating and cross-networking and bringing, okay, this is what you're working on, this is what I'm working on. How can we bring this into the marketplace? How can we maybe tackle this if maybe you're in the corporate setting? How can we tackle this project right here so that when we, let's say, present it to the client that we're looking to get business from or do business with, or when we present it to the manager, or when we present it again to the boardroom, will they say yes to us? Sometimes being a team player is the most valuable skill set that an individual can have. And the reason for that is because it's a way that you're able to put away your ego and set it off to the side and say, you know what, I may not have all the pieces to this, even though I know I contribute to this team, I contribute to this organization, I contribute to this company. Heck, even if you came up with the idea, there might be a group of people, or there might be someone that you can team up with to really take that to the next level, especially with what we're seeing now with businesses shutting down, with a lot of just different, we can say, companies and different workplaces, or even different individuals having to really rethink how they run their organization and having to merge with other companies, and having to merge with other business professionals so that they can, again, continue to expand into new marketplaces and continue to pick up market share. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on 3 different transferable skill sets that's going to help you raise your income and ultimately beat inflation. Because look, again, inflation is coming and inflation is already here. And it's not a matter of if things are going to continue to go up in price. It's a matter of what you're going to do to continue to raise your top line. So there you have it. If you found value in this content, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. Join the official community. Don't forget, anytime I'm not posting on here, I'm posting over on the Inside with Irv show, which is my podcast style channel. So if you like what we have going on over here, you'll love what we have going on over there. Once again, I appreciate you checking me out. Until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next video.